Well, people say it's the broadcast world and the AV world and the production world, that everyone's at a crossroads, and I actually disagree. I think we're all at kind of a convergence right now, or where a bunch of rivers come together and all their streams combine into one big river. I don't so much see it as that everyone has to pick one direction or another. I think through the new technology trends that we're seeing, this transition to IP, we're seeing the line between broadcast, between AV, between live events. That's all getting blurred. AJA, it's a family-owned business, first of all, and we're really big on that. I mean, we consider ourselves a family as well, and started in 1993, and the general inspiration behind everything we do from the very beginning has been to bridge gaps for the media and entertainment world. So it started out with bridging the gap between the analog and the digital worlds. Then there was that gap between the SD and the HD worlds, and then it was bridging the gap between the worlds of huge linear editing stations that were on specialized computers to being able to put a capture card into an off-the-shelf PC, and then it was SDR to HDR, and now it's baseband to IP. So it's literally the inspiration behind everything AJA has done is to increase accessibility and to make these transitions that we're going through as technology progresses easier for people.
So what have you got that's new at the show?
Oh man! Well, we have got a few new products here. It's obviously always exciting to have new products, but we have a new Bridge Live product. So we have our original Bridge Lives, the Bridge Live, and then the Bridge NDI.
So tell us what Bridge is.
Well, what the Bridge is just that. It's a bridge. It basically takes in baseband video and allows you to encode that baseband video into various IP formats for the purposes of streaming or remote production, backhaul, all that kind of stuff. But it also allows you to go the other direction. You can take encoded formats and decode them and send them out as SDI, and then you can bridge the gap between different sorts of encoded formats in a pure IP realm. So, you have a facility with a whole bunch of different encoded streams flying around the network. The bridge will take all of those in and transcode between them, unify everything as needed. So it's just kind of a Swiss Army knife that literally bridges the gap between the baseband and the IP worlds.
Okay, so Bridge is one of the 75,000 new products you've got. What's another one?
Well, another one we have here now, it's a exciting new product in the world of Dante audio. We have our Dante 12G AM, and at its core, what it is, it's a 12G SDI audio embedder, disembedder that works with Dante audio. So 12G SDI with embedded audio comes in. We can disembed that audio and encode it into Dante and have it flying around your network and going wherever it needs to go. And then we can go the other direction as well and take Dante audio, decode it, and put it on an SDI stream and send it out of an SDI pipe. And then it's just the latest and greatest of all the Dante sauce in there, for lack of a better term.
Well, there's a number of different audio over IP, AOIP protocols. There's Dante, there's NDI, there's 2110. How do we pick?
There's certainly, facilities that have like preferences on one or the other, but the reality of this world that we work in is you're never going to be able to just walk into a facility and see just one. There's always going to be multiple IP formats out there, and they all have their advantages and disadvantages. But the cool thing, the reason we've done a lot of work with Dante lately is, they're ever expanding. They're always trying to make it simpler to work with their format, and that's come into play in very recent months here. And when I say we have the latest of the Dante sauce in the Dante 12G AM, it all has to do with interoperability and compatibility. Dante's recently done some updates that basically includes things like an AES 67 mode and a 2110-30 mode, which just basically makes Dante audio play a whole lot better in a wider variety of IP environments.
Well, you've talked about Dante, you've talked about Bridge. There's also Kumo, however that's pronounced this week. What's that?
The Kumo line is our line of compact SDI routers. I mean, we've been making them for a little over a decade, and we initially started with 3G versions, and now we have some 12G versions. And so the latest Kumo router we have here at the show is the Kumo 6464 12G. It's 64 channels in, 64 channels out, and it's just that. It's a basic router. But what we've always done with our Kumo routers, the focus of them is simplicity and reliability and ease of deployment. So, they're very compact. You'll see them mounted to the wall, like in our booth here, and I keep having to tell people, I'm like, there's not another 2 feet of router hidden behind the wall. You're seeing the whole thing. It's about an inch deep. So it's compact routers. They're passively cooled. It's all solid state electronics in there. So they're really designed to kind of be transparent in your installation.
It's an interesting transition. When I've got an SDI signal in all of its forms, you have to go into a router, a 64 by 64, fairly big box. As soon as you move to IP, you replace that with a switch, and that router goes away. Is that a true statement?
Well, yeah. I mean, the IP world, one of the reasons that a lot of folks are going to it is, you have switches instead of big copper routers. So for scalability, obviously, that's huge. You don't have physically as much connectors and as much copper to deal with. You just have a basic switch, and it's really easy to expand and scale out. But at the same time, there's always going to be a need for baseband, and we're really hearing that strongly from a lot of our partners here at this show. It's all reliable. One of our sales guys likes to say it's like that VGA port on the high school AV panel. It's just going to be around for a long time because it works.
Yeah, because it does. What are some of your more popular products? Not just the new ones, but sort of looking at your product line.
AJA plays in a whole lot of worlds. I mean, what we always say, the bread and butter is our converters. I mean, and that's been at AJA's core since the beginning, since 1993 when we started. The little gray boxes, converting this to that. A lot of folks call it digital glue. You need to go SDI to HDMI, HDMI to SDI, analog to digital, audio embed, disembed. We've been building that. That's what originally inspired the founding of AJA, was making simple conversion products that can just kind of be thrown down and cabled up and just work and make your production work. But then, also in the desktop capture world, I mean, we make a variety of I/O boards, our Kona cards, our Corvid boards, and they have a variety of features and connectivity options depending on what your needs are. But, they serve such a wide market in the AV space, the broadcast space, production and post-production spaces, and then also in the OEM world. I mean, that's, everyone's very familiar with AJA and our retail business, but we have a full OEM program as well. And, you start taking apart a lot of boxes you'll see at this show, you might find an AJA board inside.
Historically, you've worked in traditional media, broadcast, cable, high-end, enterprise, because they're the guys that need the kind of gear you make. There's a big shift going on to what they called the creator economy at NAB last year. Do they work with your gear differently?
It's a little bit of the same. It's a little bit of different. I mean, the creative economy, I mean, it's super exciting to us that creatives are more empowered now to create beautiful content and deliver beautiful content to the end users, to their audiences. At the beginning, it was like there was a separation between how the creative economy folks, the individuals, with their little home studios, they did things differently than the big broadcast facilities and the big live production facilities did. But now with the advancements in technology and the way that people can work collaboratively via the cloud, it's narrowed that gap between the individual creatives kind of doing their own thing and the big houses making these big productions. I mean, you see stuff that's made in an apartment now that looks like Hollywood-grade movies.
One of your tasks, personally, is trying to figure out where the market is going so you can design products to meet it.
Absolutely.
What trends are you watching that we should pay attention to?
Well, people say it's the broadcast world and the AV world and the production world, that everyone's at a crossroads, and I actually disagree. I think we're all at kind of a convergence right now, or where a bunch of rivers come together and all their streams combine into one big river. I don't so much see it as that, everyone has to pick one direction or another. I think through the new technology trends that we're seeing, this transition to IP, we're seeing the line between broadcast, between AV, between live events. That's all getting blurred, and it's because the way media is consumed has changed. So like you no longer tune into your TV and watch the news or watch whatever program you were scheduled to watch at 6 p.m. that night. You can watch things whenever you want. You can stream things on demand, which makes everything a more interactive experience. So now that right there is an example of, the interactivity of the AV world is now bleeding into the broadcast world. And then conversely, you're now seeing in the AV world, because of all this crazy advanced technology that's come out of the broadcast world, now these AV folks can make these beautiful live events just on the fly that are, like I said, you're watching a live concert on a video screen and everything is happening live. All this video processing is happening live, but the end product that you're watching, it looks like a produced cinema grade movie.
For people that haven't worked with or heard of AJA, what are some of the key benefits that you offer that they should know about?
Everything that AJA builds, we assume, is going to be used at the absolute highest network level in some mission-critical application. And so we then research what we have to do for our products in order for them to perform at that level. We put that work into the products, and we price them accordingly, which means we might cost a little more than some folks. But then at the same time, you're guaranteed to get just the absolute highest quality in anything you buy from AJA. And because nobody makes perfect products, we support the heck out of it. AJA is really, really proud of our support. If something goes wrong with an AJA product that you have, you get on the phone, you call us, you're talking to someone in a matter of seconds, and they're going to stay on the phone with you until your problem is worked out. And then, in addition, we're kind of, and this comes up a lot in recent news. We're a good old-fashioned American manufacturing company. Like all of our products are developed, engineered, and then designed and built in the USA. We want our end users to have the absolute best experience that they can possibly have with our products. We build our products to create, with the intention of them lasting for a very, very long time. And working in the absolute most critical environments and being trustworthy to do so. So everything we do is designed, built, and engineered to just be of the utmost quality. And, we support the heck out of it because of that.
Abe, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Larry. It's always a pleasure.